Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. Coach's Corner. Instant reaction from the Champions League game tonight. Arsenal 4, Atlético Madrid 0. You guys can see how cold it is, right? Can you see that? Can you see that? Fair enough. Arsenal are a really good side. Arsenal are really fucking good side. I didn't know, to be fair, that tonight would end like this. I thought we were the much better side going into it. I just didn't expect a 4-0 spanking, probably until maybe 15 minutes into the game. So with that being said, let's talk about the lineup. MLS coming in for same team from Saturday actually. So MLS coming in for Calafiori and Martinelli coming in for Trossard. Normally when I watch games, first 10 minutes I'm just enjoying what I'm seeing, unless we've already got a goal early or something like that. And then I start looking for little things that I notice and stuff. And I started a little bit early today. I think probably about 5 minutes in, I realised that Atleti don't have anything for us. And Julian Alvarez, by the way, is one of the best players in the world, point blank period. To my mind, he's in the top 10 players in the world currently. But outside of that, they don't have anything for us. And we were confident, very, very confident. And we knew that as well. And they probably knew that as well. So we committed a lot of bodies forward. I'm eager to see the heat maps and the average position of our team today, because we played incredibly high and we were challenging for everything. To me, that's a sign of knowing that you're just a lot better than the other side. Like there was no sort of respect paid to them, nothing like that. I want to talk about individual performances before I get into my headlines. Especially in the first half, at least. I thought Martinelli was rubbish in the first half, to be honest. But we'll get to him because he'll be one of my headlines for sure. But yeah, Zubimendi was a little bit quiet, but I'm pretty sure on my rewatch it's gonna show that he was a lot better than I think. But I felt like he was a little bit quiet. Our domination wasn't really coming primarily from me, at least from what I observed. But I'm waiting to be corrected here. But yeah, I think our player of the first half, genuinely, this is going to surprise a lot of you. I'm actually going to go with Victor Gyökeres. And it's not for anything that he'd done particularly outstanding, but I think there was a lot more technical security from him today, more than I've seen in a lot of games, probably since the Newcastle game. And Newcastle game is arguably his best game for us. But today, throughout the game, but I noticed it a lot in the first half. His technical security was actually really good. We could get the ball up to him. He could win us fouls. He was falling on the floor quite a bit, but again, I think that's just his game. Like he's a heavy guy. But yeah, I was really impressed with him in that first half, and obviously the second half happened. But yeah, just looking at the formations and the way that we set up, there was no real space in the middle. And I suppose that's probably going to lead me on to my first headline, which is Eze. Not Eze's best game today, but I appreciate what he was trying. But he wasn't touching the ball as much as I'd like him to, and it wasn't for lack of trying. I just think he was pretty much, it's rare for me to say that he was pretty much marked out of the game for periods of the game, I think. But the one thing that impressed me most is that he wasn't wedded to one side of the pitch. He was there trying to make stuff happen, like in the most dangerous part of the pitch, which I was impressed with. I just don't feel like he did a lot with it. Our best chance in the first half initially came from him hitting the bar from a deflected shot, and then Rice hitting it over from the deflection. But yeah, Atleti are a really good side when it comes to slowing down your momentum, and they tried a lot today. But we didn't let that stop us. We kept going. That's probably the most, forget the goals and everything, that's probably the most impressive thing. It's very, very, at times, when you're dominating a game, it's very easy for you to, fall hard on your luck, and, the other team starts slowing it down, so you lose momentum, and then they get their tails off kind of thing. None of that today. We just kept going, and we're a confident side right now. We're incredibly confident. Like we just know we can win games, we can win pretty much every game that we're playing right now. That's what it feels like. But onto the second half, man. My second headline, Martinelli. I don't think I've seen him turn it around in a game like this in my memory, at least. Someone can correct me here, but I really don't think he actually did anything. He's done anything like that before. Second half, he was fantastic. I'm going to go with him as my man in the match, to be honest, at this point. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. He did a couple of dumb Martinelli things, but that's what you get with a player like him. But his upper body strength has improved a lot. Players were bouncing off him today, man, and our opening goal essentially came from him, riding a bunch of tackles, and eventually after the 20th foul, he finally goes down, and the ball from Declan Rice is just ridiculous. And yeah, the second goal, MLS, that's just if you're a fan of a certain vintage, you're gonna see Patrick Vieira. That's what you're gonna see. That run and that assist there was pure Patrick Vieira. Just guys bouncing off him, just galloping down the pitch and just laying it off for essentially what, to my man, a player of playing in the Champions League, that is a relatively easy finish, I want to say. But because it's against Oblak, I think that that he gets more marked for that for me. It was a fantastic finish, but MLS did all the work, and Martinelli was just guided in, and it was fantastic, man. Gyökeres, he got his rewards today. Honestly, he worked so hard, and I feel like when you're working hard, that's the sort of goal that goes in for you. It kind of reminds me of the Havertz goal against Aston Villa last season, where he was going through a drought, and I remember I said one of his next goal is going to be a scrappy goal where he hits it and it goes in off the keeper or whatever else. And I think Havertz pretty much, that got him out the rut. It's the same thing with Gyökeres today. Scrappy goal, but he was there. He was there in the box. This is where I think he's going to score the majority of his goals, in and around the 6-yard box. And he was there for it, miss hit volley from Eze. He's going to get an assist for that, which I think is good for his confidence as well. And he puts it in. And then the second goal was pretty much a replay of the winner on Saturday. But I'm very, very happy with the fact that Gabriel made him do his celebration with him. I think that is so good, so cool. But also, the team is together. They really, really are together. They're pushing each other. You can see how happy everybody was for Gyökeres, man. Seriously, I'm really pleased for him. This is probably the happiest I've been for an individual player this season. I'm so pleased for him. I still have reservations about him, but that's really not important, man. Just score the goals for us and keep working hard, man. You're gonna have a lot of fans at this club for sure, man. But yeah, I suppose a word on Arteta. Arteta's just a great coach. And he's not a great coach because of how well he prepares for games and how well he motivates his players and his ideas and stuff like that. I genuinely feel like he's a great coach because I don't feel like he's ever gone into a game, especially in recent memory, where I'm like, oh my gosh, he's been completely outclassed here by the opposition coach. I feel like he's been chinned a few times, but not like, oh my gosh, he just didn't have a clue today. Like every game, you could see what he's trying to do, and it makes sense against the opposition. And today, we just kept going. I don't feel like he changed much in the second half, outside of the fact that I feel like we were a bit more aggressive. But yeah, outside of that, really, really pleased with Arteta. That was probably my third and final headline. On to Crystal Palace at home. They play on Thursday, so I'm hoping they're going to be super tired from that. And let's see how it goes, man. I've been Coach. Like, share, subscribe, please. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.